Holy shit. What a insane week it has been. I'm really sorry for not being here on Friday and not giving you guys much of an explanation of why. If you saw my social media, you probably saw. But it has just been one of those weeks. I feel like I've talked a lot on the show about treading water. I feel like I'm not treading water anymore. I'm like super behind and I have so much stuff to do. And, when you picture the next couple months of your life and there's a lot of things going on and you're just like, how the fuck am I going to do all of that? There's just not enough hours in the day. And I got to make sure that I prioritize these things and that I do this killer job and that I am just, knocking things out of the park. And because I told you guys, can I make words? Because I told you guys about this thing that's happening in August that I haven't told you guys fully about, but that I'm going to have to miss a few weeks of the show or a couple weeks of the show. I was like, okay, Rox, that means that financially, emotionally, physically, all those things, you put yourself in a position where you cannot take days off of Live at the Roxy right now. And then, what do they say? You make plans and God laughs. And the day that I come to that conclusion, like, okay, even if it means going Saturdays too, you've got to work every single day. You've got to work multiple shifts or multiple jobs every single day. You got to go live. You got to do all this stuff. And then that day, the universe laughed because they're like, no way. Papa's going into the emergency room and it's still COVID protocol. So you're the one person who can be with him. So LOL, you're not doing your show for the next few days. And it was just like, not that that was the biggest bummer of Papa going into the emergency room. And I'll tell you guys all about that as well. But it's just like, what's the fucking point of even making these plans? And then, oh no, hold on, oh no. I just didn't want to cough in your guys' face. I think I'm choking on my own saliva. My tea's too hot to drink still. Somebody send help. So then she's back. Also, TWG is doing a shoot tomorrow and it's far away and it's like one of our more intensive shoots. So unfortunately, that means that if I want to do the show tomorrow, I have to do the show at 7 a.m., which I think I'm going to try to do. I'm just exhausted and like have had the most insane week already. And I've got 2 months of things that I'm looking ahead at. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to be feeling like this for a really long time. This is just, it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. Brittany Parker, I hate when that happens. Stupid saliva. You would think after 29 and years, 11 months, and however many 13 days, 14 days, that I would be able to figure out saliva. But no, I have not. And sometimes I'm just talking and just start choking. So that I have a lot to tell you guys. Today's an AMA. I have missed the last couple of days here, and I wanted to make sure that I'm always transparent with you guys. So ask me anything. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, super chat in. If there was a piece of news that came out over the last few days that you want my thoughts on, send that in. If you have questions, comments, concerns about your own life, need advice on something, send that in. If you want to hear more about what's going on in my life or have specific questions for me, then send those in. That's the name of the game. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday. I know that YouTube has stopped sending out notifications for my shows, and that's been happening across the board. Numbers are majorly down, and it's just so frustrating right now. So for those of you guys who find this show or get notifications for it anyway, because it's so arbitrary and I just don't even understand who does and who doesn't, shout out to all of you guys and thank you for being here. Andrew Thomas, Adrian Bailey, I got your awesome tee. It was my first early birthday present, and the pin I posted on Instagram and in the Discord in case you didn't see, but thank you so much for that. Zeno Hour, Mohammed Belsin, Third Turd, French Taunter, Justin Martin. This will keep me through my shift. Hell yeah. Love you, Roxy. Love you, Justin. Brittany Parker. Matthew Gold, my amazing mod. Thank you for putting the Streamlabs link in here, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. And to everybody else who is joining us live today, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'll try to get to all of your questions, especially those that are in the Streamlabs and the super chat. So yeah, it's so weird. Also, you guys know I moved into my apartment 3 months ago, and I had a friend stop by last night, because I was just so out of whack with everything that happened with Papo, and I just was, it's really hard. It's a hard time for a lot of people, but I was really, for sure, struggling. And so my friend stopped by, and they were like, "This place is sick." And then I realized I have nothing on the walls yet. Like, all of my paintings and posters, I haven't figured out this room yet. What you see is what it is right now. It's a just blank room. I just have not spent any time actually making this a home, because I just am always go, 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 go. And I really want to make this place mine. And it's just, we ain't there yet, kids. We ain't there yet. So it was funny, because they were like, "This place is great, but also," and I was like, I know, I'll get there. Congratulations to Joseph Ashley for selling a painting. That is huge. Joseph, you're so talented, and really appreciate you sharing that good news with us. Stephen Summers said, "Because it's the end of Pride, first, happy Pride. Happy Pride. Second, have any women ever tried to pick you up, and were they more respectful than the guys?" Interesting question, Stephen. Have any women ever tried to pick me up? Yes. As you guys know, I have been with women, so at some point one of us tried to pick the other up, I guess. And were they more respectful than guys? I do find that typically women are more respectful than men, especially because they know what it's like. So, but there are some really, really respectful guys out there too. It's not like all women are more respectful than all men. And there's probably some shithead women out there too. So in general, yes, but not all the time. And definitely happy Pride to everybody here. We still have a couple more days to rock on with our bad selves. I wish I was able to celebrate Pride even more. I loved our World Girls celebration of it, but it did seem like a little bit of an off year, because we're still kind of living through COVID. It's such a strange time right now, where it's like sometimes you wear masks, sometimes you don't wear masks. The whole thing is just bizarro, out of whack. Let's see what's going on in the Streamlabs. Wow, yeah, nothing through since the 24th. Stress. For today, Adrian Bailey with the first Streamlabs of the day saying, "Hi, Roxy. I'm glad you got your gift." Oh, good. And I'm happy that your grandfather's back home safe and well. Where's the birthday badge I sent in the package too? Oh, I have that as well. For the picture, I already pinned it on my shirt, so it's not in the picture, but I do have it. I can show you. Like I said in the note, I appreciate all the work you've done and will do. Thanks, RJ. Much love to you, Rox. Thank you. Adam J in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, "I know you usually answer sex questions a lot, so I figured I'd ask, do you have any tips for someone who's having trouble lasting a decent time during sex?" Thanks, Adam, for the question. I wonder if I do answer sex questions a lot. I feel like on the World Girls, sometimes we do a lot of them, but I'm happy to answer whatever questions you guys have here. Unfortunately, if you're asking, your name is Adam, so I'm guessing that you are a guy. And if you're asking on lasting a decent time, I think that you probably are somebody with a penis who's asking about that. I don't have one, so I can't give you like firsthand tips on what you can do. But from what I hear from my guy friends or people that have been my partners who have been open about this stuff, there's obviously like thinking about things that are not sexy, thinking about like dead puppies and grandparents. I have friends who legit do that. There's making sure that you are masturbating more often. And so you're not going a long period of time without ejaculating, because then that can make you come quicker. They're switching up positions more often, so that it's not just like the same repetitive over and over. Anybody in the chat who has any help with this, maybe you guys can give some support here. But truthfully, I wouldn't worry too much about it because you kind of go when you go, and there's other things you can do to make sure that the entire experience is longer, more foreplay, all that stuff. So yes, those would be some of my things, but maybe the fellow rock stars can help you out, Adam. Also in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Leonard Kim says, hey, Dimple Tits. Hope you've been able to take a breather. Definitely not. Even for a little bit. Life sure does like to drop chaos on us when we least expect it. How is Papo doing? What happened to him? If you're okay sharing, of course. So yeah, it was a really interesting one this time. So usually, you guys know, if you've watched this show for the last 2 years or you followed me for the last 12 years, however long I've been in this space, what you know is that I'm often in the hospital with Grammy or Papo. So it's definitely not a new experience for me. I think over the last 12 years, I've probably spent about 100 nights in the hospital with one or the other of them because they are in their 90s. Grammy is 93, going to be 94, and Papo is 95, going to be 96 this summer. So when that happens, there's just a lot of different things. It's kind of like, as I describe, it's like whack-a-mole. One thing pops up, you try to knock it down. Another thing pops up, you try to knock it down. But every time we've been almost every time we've been in the emergency room or had to go to the emergency room and then stay nights in the hospital, it's because we need something, an emergency took place, such as falling off of the toilet, falling down the stairs, needing to get surgery on something. Anything that is broken or sprained or popping out or fused together or whatever it is. So typically when I end up with them in the hospital at their age, it's because of those reasons. And some of the stays that we usually spend there will be one night. And sometimes, I spent, Grammy was in the hospital for 30 nights one time. So it kind of is a range. This was one of the stranger times that we've been to the emergency room because what happened with Papo was kind of a combination of some random things. And it stemmed from, number one, he was dehydrated. And I cannot express enough how important hydration is in people, especially at that age. Hydration can be a complete game changer for people. So he was dehydrated. One of the things that we learned is that he has, as when we were in the hospital, we got a swallow eval, which I had never even heard of. Sometimes when you have dementia, you actually forget how to swallow thin liquids. So while we have been pushing him to drink water, and he's been stubborn about it, part of it is being stubborn and wanting to control what it is that he intakes. And then part of it is that your brain is not actually because you're not speaking as often, you're not using these muscles, it's not as easy, and then your brain doesn't exactly remember how to force yourself to swallow water. So he's been very dehydrated. The liquid thickener works well, says Rob. So they're actually suggesting that we don't go with liquid thickener, and I can explain why. It's kind of a not interesting story, but if anybody wants to know, I'm happy to. But there's a couple things that are wrong with the liquid thickener that actually can sometimes it's right for certain people, but sometimes it's not, because it can actually make people drink less at times. And they have a theory that would be the case for Papo. So anyway, we've been using liquid thickener. And so we're going to stop using liquid thickener. So that he also, we thought, had an infection, but we were not sure. And so there was like 4 different things that were going on. He was extremely exhausted. Typically with his dementia, if I ask him questions like, what is your name? What is your date of birth? What year is it? He will be able to at least come to some kind of answer for all of those because he doesn't have Alzheimer's, he has dementia. And so he typically can come up with some kind of thing. In this situation, he was just lights on, kind of nobody home, out of it, exhausted, and just was not participating. So I drove him in my car to the emergency room. because I wasn't going to. I wanted to monitor him at home. But then when I called the VA and I called his primary care, they both said, you would be an idiot to not take him to the emergency room. You have to take him to the emergency room. So when you hear that from doctors, as you guys know, I believe in science and medicine. So of course I fucking took him to the emergency room. So we're in the emergency room, and uh, and it's actually not funny, but Grammy had called me at 9 a.m. and I had to shoot Only Stupid Answers, and I had canceled on DJ the week prior. And that was the first time I'd ever taken the show off, and I didn't want to cancel on him again. So I said to her, do you think I can wait 2 hours? Which I know sounds fucking horrible, but nothing was in dire straits. And I was like, I really, really can't take this job off right now. And I was hoping to be able to film this show. But then after DJ's show, I called and she was like, I really think you need to come here. So I rushed over there, and then that's why I didn't do the show on Friday. Then I took Papa to the ER, and the ER was jammed. It was just insane in the membrane, fucking nuts. I mean, packed, jam-packed, person after person, not enough chairs for people. It was a not cute situation. It sucks because it's during COVID time, but what are you going to do? Everybody's wearing their mask inside, but it was jamming. And so we waited for like 3 hours, which is really challenging to do because number one, Papa has a bed sore. And so sitting for that long is really hard for him. Number two, with the dementia, we're in a completely foreign place. I know the question was just how is Papa doing and what happened. Sorry that I'm taking so long. I'll try to rush through this, whatever. Anyways, it's very challenging to get him to sit there for that long and not be able to take off his mask and not eating and not drinking and whatever. Finally, we get to go see the doctor. His white blood cell count was elevated, which meant that they thought that he might have an infection, and also he definitely needed fluids. So long story short, after giving him the IV, because he has not a great heart, we've had to have 2 valves replaced, and he's got a pacemaker, and there's just been a lot of different things. You can't actually give somebody fluids that quickly if their heart is at risk. So we have to do it very slowly, which is one of the reasons they wanted to keep him overnight to monitor and see how the fluids were going. So that is part of, anyway, why we kept him. So that, pausing on this for a second, thank you to NFL Caleb 22 for the support. Appreciate you. You are awesome. And yes, so long story short, he didn't have an infection. We're working on the care for his bed sore. We did get him hydrated. We had the swallow eval. We have people coming to the house now to further eval. And it's not that he's in perfect condition right now, but he was in good enough condition that we can send him home and have people start coming to the house. So now I'm organizing care for that, which is a bitch. If anybody here has ever been a caretaker, you guys know to get people to come to the house. With Medicare, you can only use one company at one time. We already have a company for their physical therapy, so we're not able to use a different company for their healthcare. The whole system is such a fucking joke, and it takes hours on the phone, and they don't work over the weekends, and it's just been like a fucking nightmare. So tomorrow is going to be a bitch of a day for me because we're on set, we're shooting. I'm going to do this show at 7, and I've got to figure out care for them. It's just been like a bizarre, wild journey. So anyway, though, Papa's doing okay. He's not doing great, but he's definitely doing okay. And he is more hydrated. He's definitely with it at this point. Now he knows his name, the year one he's still iffy on, his birthday, and all of that. So he's back home. I posted a video on my Instagram of him coming home. They hate being apart from each other. They've been married for 73 years. So it was really sweet to see him come back. And yes, that's the update. Thank you guys for asking. And that's where we are. It's definitely a lot, but he's doing okay. And especially for a 95-year-old, he's doing pretty fucking great. I definitely got into it with the VA, and we didn't take him to the VA because I just cannot believe that you can serve this country and we could have such shitty fucking care. My papa usually has pretty good experience with the VA, but to be a World War II veteran who is 95 years old and for them to not be able to provide him the care that he needs. And they were saying that the next time that they could provide care for him was 4 weeks out. He needed care that day. And it was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? I can't, the VA, sometimes I love them, but most of the time they piss me the fuck off. And I can't believe when people say that they can't stand the VA, this is exactly why. And they were so fucking mean to me on the phone too. Just the whole thing. I'm sure I was giving them attitude back, but like, how are you not going to be able to help him for 4 weeks? He's not okay right now. 4 weeks. who is of more priority than a 95-year-old. What? Frustrating. So that. Alexander Wilson said, job at Warner. I think people didn't understand this. I put out a thing that said, I'm only hearing good news. Tell me the best things that happened to you this week. And everybody else responded. And one of the people said they got a job at Warner's. And then everybody texted me being like, congratulations on your job at Warner's. What? People don't know how Instagram works. But thank you for asking about it. I wish I got a job at Warner's. That would be dope. King Sport Cal says, how do you deal with your mother's passing? Every year on my mother's birthday, I go to her grave and talk to her for about an hour. What helps you? I don't know if anything helps. Sometimes I feel like the answer to how do I deal with something is I just do. And I know that that's not a really helpful answer, but like I do by some days it fucking sucks dick and then I make it through the day. And some days it doesn't hurt as much and then I make it through those days. On the year of her passing, I try to, usually I'm not home, so I can't go to her grave, but whenever I am home, I go there all the time. I love the cemetery. It is so beautiful there. And I just feel so connected to her when I am there. This year, I actually do think I'm going to be able to be home. It kind of depends on this job situation that I've been alluding to, but I do think I'm going to be able to be home, which is nice because of the 10-year anniversary of her passing. So I definitely always try to talk to my siblings on that day and to my dad and just think about stories of my mom and look at pictures. And sometimes I watch this video compilation of her and things like that. So hopefully that's helpful. Everybody's different. And I just do the best I can to like honor her memory every day by being the best person I could try to be. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Questions, comments, concerns, anything it is that you guys want to share on this AMA. I'm back, baby. Kylie says, hey, happy Pride Month. Thanks for accepting me. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you for inspiring me to go blonde. Definitely having more fun. Fuck yeah, Kylie. Love to hear it. Being blonde is great. We'll see how long it lasts, but for so far, so good. And of course, for accepting, you don't have to thank anybody for accepting you. I thank you for being you. Adrian Bailey in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, hi again. Yeah, let's see the badge. LOL. Put on the rest of the episode. It's nearly your 30th birthday after all. No, I'm not going to put it on for today's episode. I'll put on the badge for when I am 30, Adrian. What the fuck? I'm not going to wear a 30 badge when I'm 2 weeks away from being 30. Yeah, let's see the badge. Joker212 in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, I won't ask you if size matters because I know you've answered that many times, but do you have a preference when it comes to size? Joker212, interesting. Do I have a preference when it comes to size? Yeah, I guess, but it'd be like more of a range. And kind of just depends on the person and the way they move. So like my preference is like all around. For some really, really, if you guys want like some really intimate details about me, I have a very low set cervix. Most of you guys probably don't even know what that means because get in touch with the female anatomy, but that means that like anything like too long pokes it and is actually kind of rather painful. So now y'all know that I have a low cervix. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, hello and good day to Roxy and all your nicknames. Happy World Girl Sunday. Sending well wishes and thanks for hanging out. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you, Grammy and Popo. Streamlabs from Thursday night after the show. Amazon wish list for your birthday. Ooh, shit, Glenn. The things that I needed sometimes weren't on Amazon, so I'm not sure what to do about that. Yeah, but you did send in Thursday night. It was after the show. Okay. Yeah, wow. It was a long time after the show. Okay, let's see. And after the show, you said bunnies to Avery Burke and Avery's mom. Rest in peace, Chris Burke. Hashtag 3 Rockstars forever. Let's go Smets and everyone fighting. Hashtag smash cancer. I stand against anti-Semitism. I stand against Islamophobia. I stand against Asian hate. Hashtag stop AAPI hate. I know that Black Lives Matter. Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankinson, Jonathan McEnley, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them, for killing Breonna Taylor. Hope today is the day. Justice for all the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. Hashtag say their names. I may not be around, but hello and good afternoon, Roxy, and all your nicknames. How are you? Just sending well wishes and thanks for taking the time to hang out. Unfortunately, that on Thursday. Oh, I did on Thursday. Peace, bunnies, and good stuff to you, Grammy and Papa. I'll be most excellent to yourselves and each other. Roxy and Rockstars, everyone who shows up to give the support, whatever, however they can when it gets tough. Even by yourself, you're not alone. Everyone who's fighting, keep on battling. You're a winner. You're fully unique. You're kind, you're caring, showing up for people who need it and want it makes you fire. I'm on fire. Being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, but including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, makes you humane and worthy. Your story is important, deserves to be seen and heard. Cheers to finding fuck yeah news. What brings you smiles, laughter, joy, and bliss in each of our days or weeks or months and even our years. May we be in the glow as much as possible, whenever, wherever we can. Thanks for listening, Roxy, Rockstars, World Friends, and anyone else who is new to the show and watching and or listening for the first time. I don't know. Hopefully it helps in some way, big or small. Remember to always be easy on yourself and fly free. Thanks, Glenn, for that. Sorry I didn't read that. And thank you, thank you. Lloyd Nance in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, Roxy, Lloyd. You rock, Lloyd. I appreciate you, my dear. Leonard Kim says, part 2. Okay, what was part 1, Leonard Kim? Was that question? Oh, about Papa. Okay, part 2. You touched on it briefly, but overall, how are you doing / feeling? I mean, I'm definitely stressed. I'm exhausted. I'm just really trying to be good and do right by my people and myself. And that's kind of just where I'm at right now. Thank you for asking. Della Common says, spent most of the week visiting my 90-year-old great aunt and then went to Gettysburg, a great week for reflection, appreciation, and heritage and fam. That's awesome. I love to hear that, Della Common. Sounds like an awesome week. And I'm sure they were so happy that you visited. That's great. Alexander Wilson says, your interview with Karen Gravano is posted on a lot of mob channels. How was that interview? Her father now has a big YouTube channel. Wow. Honestly, that was so, when the fuck was that? That was for AfterBuzz, right? I mean, when I used to cover the show Mob Wives, I really liked that show. It's funny to hear that it's posted on a lot of mob channels. What part of it? Karen Gravano, AfterBuzz. Let's see when that was. Spotlight on. So it might have been this one that was 6 years ago. Let's see. Wow. I remember liking her on the show. I remember just thinking that the interview was fine. I can't remember anything stand out about it. But then again, it was a lot of years ago, and I've interviewed a lot of people since. So this was with me, with Gabby. Yeah, and it was 6 years ago. I look very different here. There's 60,000 views on this. I think I remember that she was sweet and cool, but I don't know her that well. What did you think about the interview? Tell me more, Alexander. If there's a specific question, feel free to ask it. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Getting your questions, comments, concerns, AMA. Let's make up for the fact that I had to miss a couple days on this show. Leonard Kim said, what if we're all variants and Earth is some TVA-like location? That would be wild. Who the fuck knows? Anything is possible. Maybe we're all aliens. We're the lizard people. The one thing none of us remember is being born, although there are pictures for some of us. I did see there was on Jimmy Fallon, there was I think it was on Fallon. It might have been Kimmel. No, I feel like it was with Fallon. There's Tom Hiddleston pretending to be Owen Wilson being Loki. And it was so fucking funny. I saw that on TikTok. It was really good. That doesn't really totally answer your question. But if we are variants of each other, I feel like I haven't found my covariant yet. I need to find who is the me's out there. I really don't usually find anybody like me at all. It was Kimmel. Oh, okay. Wow. Why do I feel like it was with Fallon? I'm like specifically picturing Fallon right now, but then I was like, Dark Jedi Knight says, have you ever considered modeling for Sports Illustrated? You are one of the most gorgeous women alive. Dark Jedi Knight, that is really nice, especially considering what's happening right now. My pure exhaustion. I feel like when I get this tired, I kind of look like a little animal, like a little chipmunky with my nose. I'm just like, I don't know, just kind of like a little creature. I mean, that would be like a full-time fucking job. And if Sports Illustrated called and asked if I would model for them, the answer would be fuck yeah. Oh my God, I would fucking love to. But to put in the time and energy and effort into becoming a model, which is so hard to do, it's not where my heart lies. I'm an actress. I like to become different characters. And so that's a really, really hard job. And if they offered it to me, if it fell in my lap, which would never happen, hell yeah, I would love to. But it's not something that I'm planning on working for, because that just doesn't make any sense unless it's your dream. Because models, I give them so much credit. That is a fucking tough gig. Really tough gig. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Any questions, comments, concerns you guys have? Thank you to all of you guys who have watched us or have been watching me thus far on this half hour into the AMA. I'll take a couple questions in the regular chat as well, because I know everybody's got a different situation currently. And so I want to make sure that I try to touch on as many of you guys as I possibly can, but appreciate streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Joseph Ashley says, do you like the color purple? I do. I don't love it. I don't dislike. There's no color that I hate. So I do like purple. A lot of my best friends' favorite color is purple. I think it's a cool color to be your favorite color, and also pride. So that's dope. But I love yellow and I love pink. So yeah. And I like a lot of different colors. Purple's cool though. Totally fine color. I don't know why that's the question I'm stuck on right now. Timothy says, do you have any characters you've been working on? So I'm not in Groundlings or anything anymore right now. I don't really have characters that I'm working on in that kind of way. I do have a thing that I am working on, which I'll tell you guys more about when I can talk about it more, but definitely I have one that I am working on, and she's coming along, and I feel like I'm really starting to get her. So that's been kind of fun. Alexander Wilson said, it was the part when y'all talked about growing as a kid with a mob father. Also, her dad hated mob wives and did her show to meet his grandkids. Interesting. That was so long ago. I really don't. I mean, I know 6 years doesn't sound that long ago, but when you do like thousands of hours of interviews a year, just was a while ago. I don't mean that to sound bad. I hope that doesn't, but I don't even remember her talking about that. Maybe I should go back and rewatch. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Get in your questions, comments, concerns. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Jerry Garza, Warner should hire you. Agreed. Was that you dressed as Harley in that Mike Kalinowski Batman video? I don't even know what Batman video you're talking about, but no. Wow, what Batman video did he do? I've been out of the game, missing everything. Dark Jedi Knight says, have you ever visited Maine? Or the start of that was, as a Maina, I have to ask, when are you going to vacation back in New England? Have you ever visited Maine? Yeah, I've been to Maine a bajillion times. Maine is great. I've been all over New England. I mean, everything's only like 2 hours away. And when am I going back? I have my ex-boyfriend's wedding at the end of the month, not this month, next month. So I will be back there for that. It's in Rhode Island. So yes, it will be very interesting to go with all of my married friends and me. I'm just always fucking me. Ain't that some shit? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Get in your questions now. Shout out to that big support from Mark Jason Ali, who always shows up and shows out for me. Fuck yeah. Appreciate you, Mark. Mark says, hi, Roxy. Sorry to hear about Popo. Glad he's on the mend. Take care of yourself as well, though. Great news about Kevin. I think we can change the hashtag to #SmashCancer now. Hashtag BLM, hashtag remembering Brianna, hashtag free Brittany, rest in peace, Chris Burke, all love to Avery. Absolutely love to Avery. I think things are going okay with her mom right now. We could definitely use another update, but that's the last one that I got. Thank you for saying sorry about Papo. He's doing okay, though. And about Kevin's, yes, Metz is doing really well. I love him. He's such a great friend and great person, and he really fought the fuck out of this. So, it takes a while to fully be cancer-free, but he is on the path, and just really, really proud and impressed with him. And I know a lot of you guys are as well. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Questions, comments, concerns on this AMA. Thank you to Mark Jason Ali for that big support. I appreciate you. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Thank you, Jake Yakavetta, for putting this link in. Let's see. Ryan Christensen says, can't wait for the Schmodown comes to Canada. Let's get a World Girls Live in Toronto, hopefully in 2022. First, let's just get a World Girls Live. We've got to do our first live event in LA. Everybody come here. I've never been to Canada, which is so weird because I'm from Boston, so it's an 8-hour drive up. But I never went. I would love to go to Canada. I would love to go to Toronto, and kind of can't believe that I never have. It's so bizarro that I've just never been there to any part. I can't believe that. Just can't believe that. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Just a lot. Me having like live realizations on the show that end up in me going, woof, just in the middle of a fucking episode. Roxy, get your shit together. We are going to get out of here relatively soon as your questions seem to be winding down. So get in any final ones. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Mel Byrne says, in the Streamlabs, have you worked with an acting agent to help find gigs, or are you currently seeking one? Mel, I have been repped before. I currently have management, but not an agent. I'm hip-pocketed, but I don't have an agent that I've never had representation that is ride or die me. And that's why I just can't fucking stand this city, because I've bounced around from place to place that I feel like don't see me or appreciate me. And so I definitely am always seeking that one person who really, really believes in me. This gig I found myself through knowing a producer. And I'll tell you more about it at a different time. John Lestrina in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, just want to let everyone know that there's a new film out called F9. Oh, is that an indie? It's part of the Fast Saga. This must be a small little franchise. 10 out of 10. I would watch again. God bless Papa Vin and the family. Yes, John, did you like it? I need to know more than that. That's all you're going to give us after the buildup? Just 10 out of 10? Tell us more. Paul through JP in the Streamlab says, Rox, happy motherfucking Sunday to you. How was your weekend? You follow politics? Andrew Yang got us ass kicked in New York. We got his ass kicked in New York. Fast 9 was ridiculous. I'm high. Have a great kick-ass week. Life is opening back up, and it's great. LFG, let's fucking go. Yeah, the way you speak, Apollo, is so fucking funny. I love it. I will say that, how was my weekend? Apollo, have you been paying any attention? Not ideal. I spent my weekend in the hospital, so it's not ideal. Do you follow politics? I do, but I kind of was out of it this weekend because of being there. But I do hear that he did so poorly. It's a bow out, but I'm not sure. I don't know the specifics. Let me know if there's more to know. Me just playing with these rubber bands over and over. This is what I do during the show. I always have things in my hands, and I like to make little things. So this was the back of an earring, and it fell off. And so then I put it in here, and then I wrap it, and I just tie it, and I twist it. This is me the whole show. I can't not be playing with things. I'm such a hands person. I don't know. just the whole time. Pink Sweets. What's up, Pink Sweets? Pink Sweets in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, oh, hi. Just got here. I didn't get a notification. Not fucking surprised. YouTube sucks dick. Glad Papa's okay. Does he know some of us think you look like him? LOL. Okay, so pressure's on. Yeah, I don't think he knows that. He sometimes has no idea who I am. We were driving back finally I'm bringing him back from the emergency room. We're in the car. I said, Papa, are you excited to go see Grammy? Because I keep asking that because I want to get him excited for something. And he says, yeah, but I'm going to ask her, where has Lori been? Which is my mom. And I was like, maybe don't ask her that the second we see him. He was like, why? Where is she? And I was like, I don't know, but, that's my mom. And he was like, that's your mom? I said, yeah. He said, that's my daughter. I said, I know. He said, how could you have not told me she had a baby? I was like, oh, my God. I have a feeling she told you. And also, I'm not going to just keep reminding you that she is not to hear. So I don't think he realizes that I look like him because just no recollection on that. Pink Sweet says, oh, okay. So pressure's on. You're invited to the Oscars because Best Actress, duh. And you only get 1+1. Who are you bringing? It depends on what I'm nominated for, like, or at what point in my life. Obviously, if I have like my man or my person, but also like at this stage in life, I don't think like I would say like Grammy, but I don't think that that's something she would even want to go do. So my siblings, my dad, it just depends. It kind of depends on like how I got there. How did I get the role? What happened? The whole thing. I know Pink Sweets, that's tough that I'm not answering fully, but like, if somebody really hooked it up or helped out, then that person just, yeah. It would be hard to say it before it's actually happening. So that streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns before we get the fuck out of here. Pink Sweet says, my Nana was the same way with me. She always thought I was my sister. Didn't remember I was born. Oh, at least she knew you had a sister though. That's kind of cool. Pink Sweet says the answer was supposed to be me. It was a trap. Well, then you, Pink Sweets. Then absolutely you. Any other questions in the chat, in the Streamlabs, in the super chat? I would love to hear from you guys. Andrew Thomas says, when are you ever going to do a Comic-Con? What do you mean? I've gone to tons of, I went to San Diego Comic-Con for like 6 years in a row. And whenever it comes back, except for this year, it's coming back Thanksgiving, so I can't make that. But next summer, I'm sure I'll go unless this variant is fucking... this new strain knocks us the fuck out again. Fingers crossed that it does not, because Wolf City, bitch. Wolf City. Just brutal. Any other questions, comments, concerns before we get out of here? Show that support. I appreciate y'all. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Just scrolling through here to make sure that I got all of your shit. My eyes are burning. Has that ever happened to you guys? This sometimes, maybe because I've been looking at the screen too long or just like not sleeping, which you guys know that I do. Just like they fucking start to, all of a sudden, it's like they're almost going to start to cry because they just burn so fucking bad. Ryan Christensen says, can we please get Roxy and Jericho walk out to Judas at Spectacular in December, which will blow the live fans' minds? That would be sick. He was just in town and I wasn't able to see him because I was fucking working. And every time he's here, such a bummer. He's the shit. I love him. I really do. He's a really good guy and a sweet friend. I appreciate him. My eyes burn a lot in the spring and summer. Allergies. Oh, John, maybe that's part of what's happening. But also I think it's from the lack of sleep and looking at the screen and da-da-da-da. But maybe not. All right, my friends, the time has come. We will be live for the World Girls tonight. at 7 p.m. where we are, we're doing 21 questions with the world turns with our interns. It's going to be fucking great. We got to come. We got to let me know if you guys have any that you think we should ask them. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Yes. Fuck yes. Yeah. That. Leonard Kim in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, favorite froyo flavor and topping? It's a tough question. I know, so many options. Well, ice cream, it's cookie dough, but froyo doesn't usually have that. So whatever the one that's like cake batter, I guess. Sometimes froyo does have cookie dough. I like, oh no, I thought it was poked through, but it didn't. And toppings, I like cookie dough. I like gummy bears. Those are some good ones. All right. We gonna get the fuck out of here now. Check your internet. Make sure you blow on it. Welcome back, Rob. Don't tremble the Holocaust. Brett Miles, Jonathan, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want the flumes. Make your bed if you haven't already. Hopefully you have. And I'll see you tonight for the World Girls. And tomorrow, I think at like 7 a.m. Fuck my life. Live at the Roxy.